Mega Evolutions, it's finally here. I'm sure a fair few of you have already ripped open a fair few packs. Hopefully you've had some luck with it and pulled some nice cards. But of course, this channel, if you're new here or if you've returned, you should know that we're all about Pokemon card investing. Of course, a little bit of collecting on the side, but predominantly Pokemon card investing. So we're going to put the investing lens on the new series, Mega Evolution. And I say new series because it is exactly that. In case you don't know what a series is when it comes to Pokemon cards, a series is a group of expansions. So we've just finished the Scarlet and Violet block. Previous to that, we had the Sword and Shield block. Previous to that, we had the Sun and Moon block. Previous to that, we had XY block. Previous to that, we had Black and White block. So it doesn't really take much explanation. Once that block's finished, and look, the block is predominantly dependent on what the current video game is. So we're going to see Pokemon Legends ZA coming out very shortly. I think it hits stores next month, doesn't it? And look, we're going to see a few changes in the TCG with Mega Evolution. So this whole video, I'm going to talk you very briefly through the changes. We're going to look at a few products, but then the most important part, we're going to put the investing lens on and go, how good an investment is Mega Evolution? So to talk you through a couple of products, of course, I've picked up a few today, the Elite Trainer Box, the Lucario one. There's 2 Elite Trainer Boxes. There's also 2 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes with Lucario and Gardevoir. They seem to be the 2 heroes of the set. And the booster box is quite interesting because if you look at the front of the booster box, it's literally just blank. The sides look cool, Venusaur, Gardevoir, Lucario on the top. So look, all of the booster box looks good, except the front is very interesting. It's just blank. Like, obviously I know, it's designed for stores, predominantly you pop it out and kids and adults can come in and pick packs out of it, but interesting to leave the front blank. I don't know, have we ever seen that before in the TCG? I'm not sure we have. There's normally some sort of Pokemon artwork on the front, but there you go, it is blank. So I've grabbed a couple of those. You'll notice one's already in a protective case up there from Ultra Pro. So they're the products that we're going to see. Now, what changes are we having? A couple. Of course, there are new Mega Evolved Pokemon. So there's a new concept, I guess. Well, a reinvention of a previous concept to the TCG. So some new rules inside there. There's, of course, I wouldn't say this is completely new because, of course, we saw it with a set like Journey Together, and we've seen it in the past with sets like Legendary Collection. There is now a box topper inside here. So if you look very closely at this booster box, it's going to be hard to read, but the top right says includes 1 promo card. So that is, I guess, something new, but also a bit of a return. And finally, there's new rarities. We've got Mega Hyper Rares in Mega Evolutions, which I'll talk very closely about shortly. So with all that in mind, let's pop our investing hat on. There's been a few changes. It's a new series. It's a new product. My local LGS is still selling at the same price, so I'm not sure if distribution is putting price up and therefore it's affecting other LGSs and therefore the price you can buy it at. We all know it's expensive online. In Australia, it seems to be about $400 Australian dollars, which is maybe somewhere around in the high $200 US. So expensive booster box online out of the gate. If you can form a relationship with someone that can get you product at a reasonable price, I definitely recommend doing that. It's one of those scenarios like you scratch their back, they'll scratch yours. If you keep buying product off them and supporting their store or supporting their online store or whatever the reason might be, not all of us have access to distribution. I certainly don't. You need to be a store to have that, and I don't have that. So, build a relationship with someone that you can support and they can support you back. Now, couple of things. Let's talk about this new Mega Hyper Rare. I think there's 2 really good components to this. The first one is Hyper Rares are now gone. So those gold cards. And typically a Hyper Rare was like a gold version of another card or another artwork that already existed. Whereas these new Mega Hyper Rares, these are unique artworks in their own right. I think that's really, really important. They're not a gold version of something that already exists. They are a unique card in their own right. And it seems the words actually ring true. Mega Hyper Rare. So typically in the past, Hyper Rares were never the most expensive chase cards in sets. People always went for specific special illustration rares, which could sometimes be quite harder to pull, as in have harder specific pull rates than some of the Hyper Rares because of the volume of special illustration rares in there. And therefore they were the most expensive chase cards. Well, it looks now that the Mega Hyper Rare is actually going to be the true chase. It's actually going to be the rarest card to get. the hardest pull rates, and therefore actually be a really true chase for collectors and investors. So with all that in mind, let's take a little bit of a look at the pull rates, because this is going to be really important when it comes to discussing how good an investment Mega Evolutions will be. Pull rates has a very, very strong correspondence to individual single card price, both raw and then of course the flow-on effect to a PSA 10 graded card. So if we look at the cards, just a regular EX is a 1 in 5 pull rate. So pretty easy, as it should be. So you get rewarded every so often from opening a pack. Illustration rare, 1 in 9. Now due to the volume of illustration rares inside there, to get any specific illustration rare, you're probably looking around 1 in 198 packs. Now keep in mind, there will be some stronger data to support these numbers coming out soon. This is from me scrounging around the internet and finding different pack openings and bulk openings from different people and just sort of collating it all together a little bit. So of course, kudos to anyone that's opened lots of packs before. I'm not trying to steal anyone's thunder, of course, and there will be guys like I'm sure Danny Phantom and TCG Player that might open in excess of 5,000 packs to give us some more accurate numbers. Any full art EX is 1 in 27, so a little bit harder. So to get any specific full art EX, you're looking at 1 in 270 packs. A trainer, for argument's sake, about 1 in 23 packs, which will result in about 260 packs to get a specific trainer. And the two we really want to look at, special illustration rares. There's some really nice special illustration rares in here. About 1 in 78 packs to get a special illustration rare, which will result in about 1 in 780 packs to get any specific special illustration rare. So it seems to be, I suppose, ringing true with what a lot of the Scarlet and Violet pull rates were. Now this is the hard one, and probably take this with a grain of salt because we need more data on this. But the Mega Hyper Rare, it seems you're looking at about 1 in 780 packs to get one. And of course, there's 2 of them. So multiply 780 by 2 and you get 1 in 1,560 packs to get any specific Mega Hyper Rare, which is one of the 2 that you can pull from there. So that truly indicates that the Mega Hyper Rare will be the big chase, which is probably a good thing. I've always liked pooled chases, or probably the better word for it is tiered chases. I've always liked that. I've liked that in multiple TCGs, not just Pokemon, but other TCGs that I've had the pleasure of opening and having fun with over the years. I think it adds a fair bit of weight to both the sealed product and then the feeling of opening it. You know, being able to pull any specific special illustration there, but then, you know, the massive, on top of that, getting a Mega Hyper Rare. Now, before we jump into how investable this set is and have a look at the cards, I just wanted to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, which is of course the Collector app. If you don't have it, there'll be a link in the description to download it. If you want to look at my journey, it's down in the content creators section. You can see the sealed product I have in there. The big one is though, you can jump into any set, you can put in all your singles, all your sealed, put the price you paid for it. It'll log the numbers. You'll see it in your portfolio section. So you'll see the total amount of money you spent. And on paper, you'll see the total set value, or sorry, you'll see the total amount of money that your collection is worth. The big one now on Collector though is you can actually put in realized gains. So once you've sold something, you can put in what you sold it for, and therefore you'll now see realized gains. The other big one is set analytics. This is a new feature too. You can jump in and see total set value. I've been harping on for a long time about how important this is to sealed product future value. And talking about total set value, this is a good segue into having a look at the actual set list of Mega Evolution. So if we jump at the top here, you'll see the 2 Mega Hyper Rares sitting at the top, and you'll see the prices looking absolutely outrageous. So if we were to click on Set Analytics at the moment in the Collector app and see what the prices are for Mega Evolutions, they'll be through the roof. Like, it'll be way too dear. And we see this all the time. What will happen is cards come out of the gate really, really high because they're rare, there hasn't been many packs open, we're a few days into launch, and then all of a sudden what happens? Of course, more packs get open, more supply hits the market, and a lot of those singles will drop down in price. And therefore we'll see a change to the total set value. It'll come into some sort of equilibrium eventually. It'll go down, 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 down. Maybe supply starts to run out a little bit, so we start seeing an increase back up. Maybe then a reprint hits. This is over time, of course, I'm talking. Then, you know, as more supply hits the market, pricing drops back down. Eventually, though, this set will be out of rotation and no more cards will be printed. And that's when cards really find their feet. We're seeing it a lot with some of the big chase cards from Sword and Shield era. We have in particular seen it from a lot of the chase cards in the Sun and Moon era, where cards will find their feet. Maybe some cards aren't all that popular at the launch, and then in 3 or 4 years' time or 5 years' time, they can be worth 10 times what they were now, or vice versa. Maybe some of the big hitters at the start can lose some of their shine and actually drop down in price a little bit. But as you can see from this list here, Mega Evolution actually surprises me. When I first heard about it and I saw some of the leaks of the cards, excuse me, I'm still overcoming a little bit of a man flu, so forgive the rusty voice. When I first saw this set, and I was never the biggest fan of XY era, the artworks just didn't do it for me. I loved Sun and Moon artworks, especially the tag team ones. I absolutely adored Sword and Shield artworks. I thought, the alternate arts were fantastic looking Pokemon cards, and I really liked what they did with illustration rares and special illustration rares throughout Scarlet and Violet era. But XY just never really did it for me with the artworks. So I sort of looked at these and I went, nah, it doesn't really do it for me. But the more I look at this set, the more investable I think it actually is. We all know Pokemon's in a massive hype. I don't want to use the word bubble because it's sort of not. Like, it's probably in a slight bubble. Like maybe we might see some corrections to the tune of 10 to 20% or something. But it feels like money just keeps pouring into this hobby. So we all know product's dear. Like unless you have a good relationship or you've worked something out where you can get product at a decent price, if you're buying online, you're going to have to spend up. You're going to have to spend lots of money to get these raw. Both the sealed products and the singles will come out hot as well. So with all that in mind, how investable is it? Like I said, I think this has surprised me. I think it's actually going to be more investable than what people think. If you can get these at a reasonable price, like if you can get them somewhere around 150 to 180 US dollars a booster box, I think you're absolutely killing it. If you're lucky and you pre-ordered these at a reasonable price, again, I think you're absolutely killing it. The set list inside here, I really like the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, of course, Evolution lineup. I really like the fact we've got a Mega Latias EX. I really like the fact that Lucario and Gardevoir are sort of stealing the show. And I really like the fact we've now got this new rarity, the Mega Hyper Rare, to add that tiered chase. I think that's going to add value to the cards, of course, the singles. It's going to add value to the total set value, and therefore, as a result, we'll see that reflected in the booster box price. We've got We've got Lily in there. There's a Lune Surge in there. Throwback to Generation 1 gym leaders. So I think there's some good chase cards inside here. Not only good chase cards, a couple of good trainers. I can see this set performing quite well. Now, of course, around the corner, we've got Phantasmal Flames. So will that absolutely overshadow this set? And if if this set gets printed really heavy, will everyone's attention go towards Phantasmal Flames and leave Mega Evolution base set in the dust a little bit? Quite possibly. But I don't think that's a bad thing. If you can ever pick this up cheap, I think it's going to be a fantastic set in the long run. Where would I rank it? It's too early to tell. Like, we really need to let these cards settle in. But my initial thoughts, I was like, oh, maybe it's like a middle tier, like it's a B tier set. But I think it's a little bit stronger than that. I'm not saying it's an A plus set, but I think it's probably, maybe it's a B plus or A minus. Like, the new Hyper Rares are cool. Lucario, Gardevoir, Venusaur lineup. It's not a bad set. Latias in there. Not a bad set at all. A couple of nice trainers. I think it's probably a B plus set. I don't see this being a bad investment if you can get it at the right price. Pokemon Center Elite trainer boxes, of course, will go through the roof as they always have done. Excited to be in a new series. It feels like I've been doing YouTube for a while now. It feels like only yesterday we were talking about Scarlet and Violet base, or we were talking about the launch of Lost Origin. Man, it's gone quickly, hasn't it? Anyway, thanks everyone that really supports the channel and tunes in. We're into another series. I'm Michael. This is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.